You really have to hand it to your ex. Only they could take something like a toxic breadcrumbing text exchange and make it feel like a breath of fresh air. People looking to avoid intimacy by using you for a hit of validating dopamine make you feel like they've revitalized your world, when all they're really doing is sucking the oxygen out of your life and creating an environment where you feel like you can't even breathe until you get another text from them. And then you feel that beautiful flood of relief. Hello friends, my name is Maria, and for almost 20 years I was hooked on unavailable people that were making me feel like I was dying inside, but not at first, right? Because that's how they get you. Your ex used to give you so much of their time and attention, and now they've trained you to feel like some insignificant thumbs up from them on a social media post means everything. Today, I'd like to help you shift this perspective, because breaking the addiction to texting your ex isn't easy. But if you're like me and you're beginning to think that maybe your ex isn't so smooth and maybe they should have to walk around with a warning label, then grab that bottle of nail polish and let's talk. If you want to kick the habit of texting your ex, you have to start by being radically honest with yourself. Look back and try to think of maybe anything that you were doing that could have been contributing to developing an addiction like this in the first place. For example, one of the biggest mistakes I used to make when I was dating, I was revolving too much of my social life and my busy life all around the men that I was seeing. And you know what I didn't realize then, that I have definitely learned now? People could sense that about me. They could tell when I needed them. Now, having needs in relationships isn't wrong. But when you have an attachment wound that propels you to place too much importance too soon on someone that you're attracted to, but you don't really know in a dating scenario, and then it turns out they're not the greatest human being, they'll take advantage of it. They will definitely begin to treat you like they know you need them. This is why, even when you're still dating them, they don't necessarily feel like they've got to text you back every time you text them, because a week from now, or maybe 2 weeks from now, when you're having a slow or a low day, you're going to want to send another text message to light up. Once you begin the addictive pattern of intermittently texting people like this, they don't believe for 1 second that they're never going to hear from you again. They know you're hooked. And you stay hooked even after they've already broken up with you. You've already placed so much importance on them, and you are not the one who wanted the breakup. So you can sit here and try to say, well, I've been in no contact for 21 days. I'm hoping down the line that we can still be friends. I'm just gonna send them a breezy or a lighthearted text. It is never breezy, and it is never lighthearted. Even if you're just asking them how they're doing, it means something, because they meant something to you. When you reach out to them, there is always a deeper intention. I know that a lot of times during these breakups, our intention is we want to reconnect with the person we love. In a lot of my videos, I talk about how if you were in a better place, you wouldn't be texting a person that treats you like crap. But I also know that there are times in life when you did truly love that person and you didn't want the breakup. And when something really good happens to you, you still want to text them, because that's the person that you used to talk to about anything and everything that was going on inside of your life. And it is sad. And I totally get it. That's why all of these scammy how to get your ex back videos are so successful. They always know that you didn't want the breakup, and they're gonna give you all kinds of clickbait videos that promise to help you find your way back to your ex. I fell for a lot of those videos, but I'm gonna flip the script here and reassure you that you are not the one that has to find your way back to your ex, because you aren't the one who left. You are not the one who betrayed the relationship. The talking heads of YouTube tell you that, especially if you are someone who has been through a breakup with someone who has an avoidant attachment. In case you don't know, someone with an avoidant attachment has been documented as notoriously frustrating to be in a relationship with. They avoid intimacy, they're hot, they're cold, they prematurely end blossoming relationships because somewhere in their past they've learned that love hurts. That's their perspective. Well, anyway, these talking head avoidant ex back videos tell you that it's so important, especially after the breakup. That's when your avoidant ex is struggling the most, and they treat you like it's your job to remain there for them, ever present in the background. They want you to teach your ex that you are a safe space for them. And a lot of times, these videos convince you to do this in the form of always being there for your ex, especially if they are reaching out. Even if the texts are superficial and nothing ever becomes of them. Afterwards, after the text exchange, in your gut, you kind of feel like you're being jerked around. But these videos tell you, no, stay the course. Keep being there for them. Keep answering them back. You are making progress with your ex. And then they tell you the biggest lie, which is if your ex texts you and you ignore them, you are the one who's being mean. Don't you know they've been hurt enough in love? Just because they break up with you doesn't mean they deserve to be ignored. They're just scared. And if you're like me and you are an anxious or empathetic person and you did truly love them, this is a message that you buy into. I cannot tell you how many people talk to me on the phone about their ex, and they feel like if their ex reaches out and they don't answer back, they say, well, I could never do that. It's too mean. Do you want to know how you know when you are over this false notion that not answering someone back is mean? It's the day you develop enough respect for yourself that you are no longer okay with people using you. Even people you used to love, especially people you used to love, because you get some clarity and you're like, wow, I was really good to you and you threw me away. And now you want to breadcrumb text me like nothing ever happened because you don't want to think of yourself as the villain in this situation. And as long as I keep answering you back, and sending you laughy emojis at your memes, well, you must not have been that bad. What you did breaking my heart and betraying the relationship must not have been that bad, right? Just the thought of this will make you uncomfortable. More uncomfortable than not talking to them used to make you feel. And you're no longer concerned about their comfort. Once you hit a point of learning self-respect, which I will link to at the end of the video, you won't be so impulsive in giving it away. Another thing I've learned about respect is having a partner who treats me with respect. It doesn't just make them look good. It makes me look good too. It makes me look like I believe I'm worthy of someone who treats me well, and the people who are your true friends will be happy for you. The only people that are okay with you having a nightmare for a romantic life are people who probably don't feel very good about themselves, and they don't feel good about the relationship they are in either. They certainly don't want someone in a healthy, happy relationship holding the mirror up to them and making them feel like crap all the time. And when I come on this channel and I talk to you, on occasion I mention my partner, I'm not doing it to make you feel like crap. I'm doing it because sometimes we struggle with a scarcity mindset, and I want to show you that there's just a different brand of people out there. And when you live in a world of any kind of addiction, you start to tell yourself these lies, like the classic lie that everyone's doing it. Everyone does drugs. Everyone drinks. Everyone smokes. Everyone in the modern world of dating hooks up with their ex. It's not true. These scammy how to get your ex back videos want you to spend money getting your ex back, and they use all kinds of false advertising claims like avoidants are cool, avoidants feel good, avoidants make you look sexy. I want a refund. Welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. We also need to take care of the inner half. Because sticking around avoidants that treat us like crap don't make us look good or cool or sexy. It makes us look like we don't know that we deserve so much better. It makes us look like we have a lot of problems with self-respect, because why else would we be with someone who slowly poisons the beauty in us, and yet we think their attention feels so good? Well, that's what's wild. They like your attention too. That's why a lot of people who make it their mission to avoid love still try to keep you hooked with breadcrumb texts. This is the worst. Waiting around for a breadcrumb text or a text back from your ex, it's like, it might not be as bad as getting the full exposure, but you're still getting a toxic dose of them treating you like some secondhand afterthought. And oddly enough, even without full exposure, you can still experience the feeling of withdrawal from them. I have found that dealing with things becomes easier when you look at them for the reality that they are. What is the reality of your situation? Go over the past year in your head and answer honestly. How many times have you reached out to your ex? And how many times have they reached out to you? I'll bet it's pretty one-sided. And even though I don't know your exact situation, I'll bet the relationship was pretty one-sided too. Time to quit. When I gave up texting my ex for good, here was the main difference. I didn't do what I did in the past with sending a clean slate text or a closure text or a text telling them that I was going to be taking some time off of texting them because I need time to heal. I didn't say a word to them. I didn't say a word to anyone. I sat down, painted my nails, and I wrote the decision down in a journal. I no longer had a mindset of trying to justify myself to people, especially people who have proven to me that they did not have my best interest in their heart. I was no longer going to be running my solutions past the people who had caused the problem. I chose to replace texting them with a healthier habit, and I decided that I was moving forward without them. And at some point, if anyone happened to notice my absence and cared enough to ask me about it, well, that's when I would talk to them about it. Because ideally, people who care about you should be the only people that you light up for. Initiating messages where you are telling people that you are quitting them has the potential to give you so much more anxiety, because in a sneaky way, your decision still becomes all about their answer. You are waiting for their answer. Will they even answer you at all? And how will what they say make you feel? What is your fear of quitting the texting cold turkey? Are you afraid that if you set up boundaries, you'll end up alone? Are you afraid that if you stop reaching out, you will get over your ex, and if they heal and come back, you won't want them anymore? Are you afraid that if you stop answering their intermittent texts, they'll think that you are mean and then you'll lose them? The only thing you're losing is an unfulfilling digital text exchange. And if you ask any of the viewers on this channel who have gotten over their ex, they'd probably tell you you aren't losing anything except someone whose presence is the equivalent of exposing yourself to toxic fumes throughout your day. Take it from Bad Trip 69, who says, yeah, avoidants are like smoking and nicotine addiction. You quit smoking for your health, and you quit avoidance for your mental health. And I'd like to take a moment to celebrate Bad Trip 69, who has come so far from his breakup where he was being grossly mistreated. And now that the smoke is cleared and he's gotten some oxygen away from his ex, he realizes that not talking to her anymore is not mean. She was mean, and he is done. And if you ever want to join the membership and hear his story, it's called Brett versus the Mean Girl in the members only playlist that I will link down below. Let's face it, if there is anything we can learn from avoidant personalities, is that without warning, we can just quit. Your ex isn't the only person with a freedom of choice. You are also free to do whatever you want, which includes not reaching out to them and not always messaging them back. Commit to quit. Once you get your ex out of your system, you will no longer be stumbling around in a confusing cloud of their toxic love. You will be far too busy dancing on cloud shine. I'll put a video that explains how I accidentally learned self-respect after a catastrophic breakup right here. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.